So here we are yesterday with the announcement, mere formality, that Gary Kubiak will be taking over as offensive coordinator / play caller for the Minnesota Vikings. Also, the associate head coach. Now, a lot of popular conspiracy theories circle around Gary Kubiak is going to be the next head coach of the Vikings. Now, this does make a lot of sense, right? And I think Mike Zimmer, even though throughout his entire tenure here with the Vikings since 2014, he's always been looking for that head coach of the offense. Hey, dummy, you take care of this over here. I'll take care of this defense because that's all that matters to me. And he tried it with Norv, didn't work. He tried with Shermer, worked out. Shermer got a head coaching job, then got axed. And then the Kubiak / Stefanski model, it sort of worked out. But also, at this point, where everyone knows, cards on the table, cards on their backs, that Mike Zimmer is going to be on the hot seat in 2020, a very red hot seat. And frankly, if he and the team don't get off to a fast start, I could see a spot where the Vikings end up parting ways with Mike Zimmer midseason. It's just is what it is. It is the business. And I think Mike Zimmer, in sort of a tragic flaw of him being this great defensive pedigree-minded head coach, that he essentially hired his replacement in Gary Kubiak, because remember last offseason, the Vikings were wondering, how are we going to replace John DeFilippo? Well, pretty easily. Is it going to be Kevin Stefanski? Are we going to go outside and just bring in someone else? We're going to snub Kevin, do all that other stuff. And then, Gary Kubiak, just chilling, sitting on the sidelines. He won a Super Bowl in Denver after he left the Texans and stepped away from the game. He does got health issues, and there's a lot of stress that comes along with being an NFL head coach or even an offensive coordinator, right? So won a Super Bowl, got bumped up to the front office in Denver, just like chilling, discovering talent like Kyle Jerome, Ezekiel Sluter, no big deal. And then he sees this opportunity in Minnesota. He's like, hey. I think this is a great opportunity where, Gary Kubiak, now, he seems like the nicest guy in the world. Don't get me wrong. He also looks like Ray Zielinski from Tommy Boy. Yeah, Tommy Boy. And the fact that he looked at the Vikings. All right, so he's a Mike Zimmer, defensive-minded guy. Essentially, I would have my run of the offense. I could work with Kevin Stefanski, who my son is friends with, Clint Kubiak and Kevin Stefanski. This would be great. This would be a great way for me to dip my toe back into the game, still scratch that itch of wanting to be involved in football, or full-on Machiavellian. Gary Kubiak's like, this is a job that I can steal. Like, this is a job, great organization, great talent top to bottom, that I can just be like, and then plop it out just later on. And it seems like that's the direction that this is heading, where Gary Kubiak is absorbing more and more power within this organization. If Zimmer is fired after 7 games, say the Vikings start out 2-5, Gary Kubiak will be the interim head coach and very likely be the full-time head coach heading into 2021. And I say that not just because he does have the pedigree, he's got the respect, he's got a Super Bowl ring, so you certainly have to take that into consideration, but also the fact that Gary Kubiak has put his hooks so deep into the offensive coaching staff. Brian Periani, tight ends coach, it's his guy. Rick Dennison, running game coordinator / offensive line coach, it's his guy. Clint Kubiak is his son. He's the quarterbacks coach now. And also could be grooming Clint to become the de facto offensive coordinator, whether officially or unofficially. So the fact that Gary Kubiak is sitting in a pretty favorable situation here, especially the way that the offense really turned itself around last year with the outside zone running scheme with Dalvin Cook, with Kirk Cousins having the best season of his career. Now, Kevin Stefanski deserves a bulk of that credit as well, except primarily whose offense was that? Whose offense was that West Coast flavor / outside zone scheme? Gary Kubiak deserves a lot of the credit as well. And the fact that you have a continuation where you don't have to tear it down. Everyone needs to learn a new offense, new terminology this season, I think is going to bode really well for the Vikings offense. So if the Vikings start out slow, especially if it's the defense that's at fault, I think it'd be pretty easy for the Wilfs to serve up Spielman as, not Spielman, Zimmer as the scapegoat, let him go, and then, all of a sudden, Gary Kubiak and this high-flying Minnesota Vikings offense, Kirk Cousins slinging around to Stephon Diggs and Adam Thielen and handing it off to Dalvin Cook. He is the next man. And then all of a sudden, Clint Kubiak becomes the next offensive coordinator as Daddy Gary Kubiak takes over as head coach. And then all of a sudden, he plops back. Who's coming in as defense coordinator? More of Gary Kubiak's guys. And then all of a sudden, the Kubiak coup, #Kubiak coup, is complete. So I don't know. Maybe this is full-on conspiracy theory. Maybe Gary Kubiak just wants to, be involved. He doesn't want to step on Mike Zimmer's toes for sure. He just wants to call his plays, run his offense, and all that stuff. But come on. All right, your thoughts. Is Gary Kubiak going to be the next head coach of the Minnesota Vikings? Let us know in the comment section below. Also, subscribe for daily Vikings takes. Want to support the channel? Brand new way. Hit that join button down below. Find out how you can become a monthly or a platinum Jerome player. Also, it's Friday. Toss a little something in that Venmo. I know you got paid today, son. Come on. As well as follow us on social media. Plus, until next time, Skol, production value.